Show me out. Daddy, show
So
me out.
this is my regular notebook. This is generally where I sketch.
Show me out.
This was my last
Daddy, show me out.
previous sketches.
Show me out. Show me out. Daddy. Yeah.
But not today. What we are going to do today
Daddy.
will mainly focus on the
Daddy.
basics.
Daddy.
So you just need an eraser and a pencil.
Daddy, do you eat?
That's all you're gonna need. You can have a regular eraser if that's what you want,
How do
and
you-
any HB, 2B, 4B pencil. I have a Derwent Precision pencil. I'm going to use this one for today's class. So anyways, we're going to focus mainly on the very basics. So I don't think it's going to be a trouble. Whatever pencil you have, we'll try to understand how drawing shapes fits into sketching, right? So sketching, as you know, is perhaps the most basic skill you can pick up as an artist. Okay, we have seen how to draw 2D shapes. Now let's look at how to handle 3D shapes. So let's start perhaps with the most basic one again. We'll start with sphere. I would be employing my technique. I would be using strokes to get the shapes done first. So to get a sphere on a piece of paper, that is, we need a circle first, because we are trying to demonstrate how to get a 3D shape on a 2D plane. This paper is 2D, so in 2-dimensional I'm trying to show how to make it look like it's a 3-dimensional object, even though it's not. Ideally, whatever I draw on this piece of paper would always remain 2-dimensional, irrespective of whatever I do. But I'm trying to show how to make it look like a 3-dimensional object. Okay, you can see I think I have already got the strokes wrong in certain places. Let me correct it. Let me change the direction. Let me change, the certain how the curvature would change here as well, so that it's more spherical. That's good enough, I guess. So that's it, right? Now this is a circle, right? So how do I make it look like a sphere, something of 3 dimensions? So what I can do is I'll add I'll try to show the hemispheres of the circle. So all right, similarly, right? See, it's now a 3D depiction, as if this is out of the plane of the paper and this is again at the back of the plane of the paper. This is the frontal face. Now we are very restricted in this space, in this depiction, I would say, when we are not using the concept of light and shadows. Presently I just have the outline, so I have very limited methods of showing that this is a 3-dimensional object. So when we touch upon how to add lights and shadows and midtones, this would be if let's say if the light is coming from this angle, this would be the highlight. I'll get the shadow here in between, I'll get the midtones. So that would effectively make this look more like a 3D object. Till now I just have the outlines. I can at best start drawing hemispheres. I can maybe, I can add one more here, maybe one more here. Similarly for the vertical ones, I can add here. And here one more. Yes. Right. So that would be your sphere. So what about, we're done with the sphere. Now let's look at a cube. So again, to draw a cube, what we need right now is a square. So let's again get that thing done first. Right, so right now we have a two-dimensional square, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw an overlapping square on this. So maybe let's start here. We'll try to keep the dimensions as equal as possible. So this is what we are trying to replicate here. So this gap should be equal to this length. I think this is roughly the same now, right? Similarly, on the horizontal side, this gap is the shift, so this should be equal to what I'm drawing here. I think now it's roughly done. So just draw the two other sides. Right, now we'll join the corners. Now you have your cube. It's fairly simple, I guess. Again, this doesn't make any sense as long as you're not drawing the shadows, you're not introducing the concept of light in this. As soon as you do, this will make more sense. In fact, it'll become, we can add more realism to it. So that aspect is still missing as long as we are sticking to just wireframes, just outlines. Maybe let's try out one more shape. Let's look at two of them then. We can make a cylinder. For a cylinder, we need to draw an oval. Right? We have to replicate it again. So it ideally should be at the same geo coordinates, only shifted by x-axis. The x values are supposed to shift by this value. Same here, we have to be careful that these two are parallel lines. Again, to the extent possible, that is, we are not using any rulers, any scale, so it will be an approximation to a certain extent, but visually at least it should look like they are replicas. Fair enough. Now this is this face. So you can draw these lines to show. Right. And maybe we can have a cone. So we'll have a triangle. But we really don't need a triangle now that we have this. Let's start drawing over the base. I think that's it. Now in our next lesson we'll start adding shadows to this, so it will make more sense.